Hi everyone, I am Sarah Michel, and this is another weekly challenge to God. It's a challenge that I do every week or so, where I challenge the so called Almighty to provide evidence that He exists. So during this stream, let's see if God is gonna show up and provide us with some evidence that He is real. Now, this week, I am talking about anti-theism and why I am an anti-theism. Why I think it's important to be an anti-theist. And it, I understand that someone who is religious wouldn't call themselves anti-theist, of course, but I believe that many religious people would be on board with anti-theists in the matters of politics, because anti-theist is a political position. You are taking a position where you are actively working against religion. Now, the way I see it, though, and this is my anti-theism, is not against all religion, because I understand that there are religious people, that there are certain versions of religions that are not harmful, uh, that are important to people, and it doesn't make them do awful things. In fact, in some cases, it might even be helpful. So that there is a case to be made for religion in those circumstances or in those cases, but there is also religion is used to justify awful things, and in large part, religion is the justification for many atrocities and many suppressions of human rights and freedoms, violations of human rights and suppression of freedoms around the world. And this is an important thing. When we're talking about anti-theism, when we're talking about politics and religion, you have to think about it in a global context. Of course, when you think about, for example, Europe and America, let's say the developed Western world, religion doesn't play a big role anymore. Maybe in the Bible Belt in America is an exception with the fundamentalist Christians, but when you look at in a global context, religion still is important and still has a very negative impact in the world. Religion among poor countries, when you look at how religion is used to justify human rights violations, is justified to persecute gays, to keep women in a secondary position in society. When that is still going on, it's important to have an active position against that. It's ultimately, as I said, it is a political position, and these organizations, like let's say the Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, or the Church of England, better saying, and some of its denominations around the world, and many other institutions or clerics from Islam. And now what is going on, for example, as well in Israel, that is becoming more and more religious and more very conservative, and it's a cause for concern, where a country as developed, as educated as Israel is going down that road of becoming a theocracy. So that is why I call myself an anti-theist. It's not because I believe that there is something intrinsically evil about religion or whatever. It's because religion is used as a political tool to persecute people. It's used as a political tool to keep people ignorant, to keep people easily to be controlled by political organizations that call themselves religion in order to give them more legitimacy. Now, Taliban is again growing more and more powerful. Taliban is becoming again legitimized in the region by having deals and being called on the table by the Pakistani government. And that is an awful organization. And that is why we are... that is why it's important for me to be an anti-theist. It's it's a position against these radicalized versions of religion. And of course, it doesn't mean now, in a philosophical sense, I don't know if we get rid of religion, the world is going to be better. I don't know that. I don't know if we eliminate religion, the world is going to be better. I actually don't think it will if we don't provide education to people, if we don't provide people with tools for them be able to think critically, and be able to understand how things work and not be so easily manipulated by others. So it depends, and there is a correlation with development and education and less religiosity, and that is an important correlation not to be ignored. So the reason why I am an anti-theist and why I do what I do is because in a global context especially, there is still a case to be made against religion, and at least against more radicalized versions of religion. And I actually think if even if religious people, if moderate religious people can see past the label anti-theism, they could be on our side in a lot of things. Because I think that many people who are moderate, who believe in God, believe in religion, who are moderate, don't accept this. And I have a few friends of mine who are Anglicans, and yeah, they think what the Anglican Church in Uganda does to gay people is absurd, and the fact that the Church of England doesn't do or say anything about it is something to criticize. And this is why it's important to have people now who are still anti-theists and are still speaking up against these awful things. And so that is why I am an anti-theist. And that is why I think it's important, if you care about these things, if you care about human rights, to be anti-theist, because or at least have a strong position against fundamentalism and what we say religious fascism, because that is one of the most destructive things in forces in the world today. And well, finishing the stream, I thank you all. Thank you all for everybody in the chat. Thanks for dropping by. I have a few announcements to make before I end. I was banned from Twitter. Most of you probably know my IP is banned, so I can't even create a second account. If I do, I'm gonna have to use a pseudonym, and I'm not willing to do that. So if I can't be myself, I really don't want to be on Twitter. So fuck Twitter. I really don't care that much, but it's just a bullshit thing, and I'm gonna make a video about that. But also before I do that, also I reached 1,000 subscribers today. I just reached it, and I'm thrilled. I'm so happy. Thanks to all of you who subscribed to me. I'm really happy about this, and I'm gonna do a Q&A video. So I pin a comment in the description of the. I pin a comment in the comment section of this video. You can ask questions in this thread, or you can ask questions in ask.fm. I created also a website over there. I also created a Facebook page. You can follow me on Facebook as well. I'm going to start using that more often. And I'm also going to be doing a video about my Twitter ban. I was on Steve McRae's channel last night talking about it. I'm going to also put it down in the comment section, link to that discussion. My friend Demi was also banned, so the both of us were there talking about it. And yeah, thank you all for watching. And before I go, sorry, I just have to remind that God didn't show up again. Yeah, no God. So another experiment, another stream, no evidence for God. I keep saying there is no God. I have no evidence to believe in God, and as I've already presented in some others, and I will present further, I also don't have any good reason to believe in it in a rational sense. But anyway, thank you all in the chat. Thanks for watching. I've been Sarah Michel, and I will see you next time. Cheers.